Hi, Sir Paints a Lot here. This is part 1 of painting the Ushoran model. I'll be using the Night Creature flesh tones from the AK Interactive paint set. I won't be using all the colors in this set as I'm still learning how to use them effectively, but I'll use a very basic approach for this video and experiment more later. I've already painted the base in the last video. I sub-assembled the head, cape and fur coat. First, I'll use deep purple. It's a great base color for this type of flesh. Eye blue tack the head, as it will also be purple. I use a vampiric flesh by dry brushing this paint over the whole model. Next, I'll mix off-white and vampiric flesh around 50-50 ratio and do a much lighter dry brush, focusing on the raised areas that would catch the light, like the cheekbones, elbows, and thigh muscles. Then I'll use pure vampiric flesh, thinned down with lots of water to make a glaze. I'll paint this over the whole model, making sure it gets into the recesses. This will help smooth out the rough texture from the dry brushing. It also tones down the purple in the recesses. I dry brushed the fur with Corax white to prepare it for later painting. For the loincloth, I'll use Shyish purple as a base color. I didn't use contrast medium in the end, as it was too thin. I painted the inside of the cloak Sigvold burgundy. I use Phoenician purple as the first highlight color. As I'm using air paints, they are super thin and don't cover very well. It's not very enjoyable, but it works well when adding lighter or darker colors as they mix much easier. I mixed Genestealer purple and Phoenician purple to add some layers and contrast as I want to build that up. I then use pure Gene Stealer Purple to pick out the raised areas of the loincloth. Next, I use contrast medium and shyish purple shade and go over the cloth. In some places the paint is a bit thick, so I add water to my brush and spread the contrast paint, aiming for the recesses. If there's excess paint, I'll use the brush to soak it up. I'm carefully controlling the paint application to get the look I want. I paint the inside of the cloak and loincloth first, so I can glue the model to the base. This will lower the risk of rubbing the paint with my fingers, and it's overall more comfortable for me. With the model now glued to the base, I can move on to the next steps. I paint the ropes and other details using snakebite leather. I also paint the horns and the fingernails, as well as the bones protruding from his elbows. Given the bright skin tone I've chosen, these darker colors help to build contrast and tie the model together. For the metallic parts, I use scale 75's decayed metal as the base color, avoiding the silver areas. I then go over all the metallic parts with Vallejo steel. Oops, Ushoran just suffered 100 mortal wounds. While painting these metallic details, I can see the model coming together and my confidence growing. I think every model I have painted goes through a phase of not looking quite right, making me question if I should give up and strip it. But I have found that if I keep going, it turns out fine. Moving on to the inside of the cape, I use Screamer Pink and apply it using a similar painting process to the loincloth. In my next video, I'll be experimenting with a different set of paints for the back of the cape, as I wasn't entirely satisfied with the Citadel paints I used here. I use a 50-50 ratio of Screamer Pink and Emperor's Children Pink. As I go on, I'll use less Screamer Pink to finally using pure Emperor's Children. I glue on the cape and the other pauldron. Then I use Gogrunta fur contrast paint to pick out the fur on the back. I just go over the whole part except for the middle mane. There are some decapitated heads and some fleshy areas, but I'll go over them too. Then I glue on the top part now, and then I actually glue on the head as well. So now he's fully built. In the next video I'll be working on the details and really tidying them up, and really start working on making it more interesting. I use Garrick sewers for the mane in the middle. I guess it's part of the bat creature that he had previously slain. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all in part 2.